The following presentation is a teaching by Avraham Emunah. In this video, I'm going to present a modern view of what angels are, based on Torah and science as opposed to what medieval religious ideas were. I will do this all in the context of Jewish wisdom. I'm also going to then use this view to expound on and explain how Enoch became an angel, specifically the archangel known as METATRON. Follow along with me until the end for a truly enlightening journey into the heavenly and spiritual realms of angels and divine consciousness. In ancient times, long before the scientific age, mankind beheld the mystery of the cosmos through the lens of mythology and poetic imagery. The human imagination, yearning to express the presence of forces higher than itself, gave birth to stories of mythical creatures, winged beings descending from heaven, angels with flaming swords, great wingspans, and thunderous voices. These were not lies but symbols. They were encoded attempts to describe invisible truths through the language of their own time. But as knowledge evolves, so must our metaphors. Today, in an age shaped by information systems, computer code, and digital architecture, we are invited to revisit these ancient stories not as fantasy, but as encrypted metaphysical insight into the spiritual worlds. And few stories demand such reinterpretation more than the mysterious transformation of Enoch. The Torah tells us that Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. No elaboration, no dramatic ascension, no chariots of fire, just absence, he was not. But encoded in that subtle silence is a profound spiritual event, the dissolving of Enoch's individual identity into a higher universal principle, a higher attribute. Enoch did not vanish, he transitioned. He did not become a winged person in the sky, he became the very concept and attribute of what it means to walk with God. He became a spiritual prototype, he became a living coded program of alignment with the divine called walking with God. In Kabbalistic language, we understand that each soul can correspond to a principle or sephira, and great souls like Abraham, Moses, or David are not merely historic figures. They become archetypes, upper forces, templates embedded in the spiritual structure of the universe. Abraham embodies chesed, loving kindness. Moses channels da'at, divine knowledge. David is malchut, the receptive vessel of kingship and praise. Enoch becomes the archetype of hithalech im Elohim. To walk with God, he is not a character to admire from afar, but a divine code to be activated within the human soul from the upper consciousness. This is what it means that Enoch became an angel, or more precisely, an archangel. Not in the mythic medieval sense of a humanoid with supernatural powers, but in the modern understanding of what an angel truly is, a divine subroutine, a divine code, a metaphysical protocol in the great spiritual operating system of creation. The Hebrew word for angel, malach, means messenger, but it shares a root with melaka, which means work or function. Angels are not beings with free will and personality. They are functions, tasks, forces like computer codes, manifestations of divine intention within creation. They are the expression of God's will moving from the infinite into the finite. They do not act, they are the act. They do not choose, they are programmed, chosen, and then sent into the operating system. And so Enoch, as one who aligned so purely with the divine pattern, ascended not to the sky, but into the system. He became embedded in the spiritual code of creation. He is the angelic force that supports anyone who walks that same path. To walk with God is to engage the Enoch protocol. When your life vibrates with divine alignment, the archetype of Enoch awakens within you. His presence is not felt as a voice or a vision, but as clarity, strength, and alignment. The sense that you are being carried on a current of holy momentum. To understand this further, we must modernize our framework. Just as the ancients projected their sense of awe into images of winged beings, we today can imagine angels as divine programs, precisely coded, perfectly obedient, running on the hardware of the cosmos. If creation is a vast system designed by the infinite mind, then angels are the system processes, autonomous, flawless, and without ego. Think of angels like algorithms or like agents in a digital matrix, each one fulfilling its role in maintaining the structure of the system. In this view, the idea of a fallen angel becomes nonsensical. Divine code cannot rebel. Satan, too, in this worldview, is not a rogue being, but an agent fulfilling the exact function of challenge, resistance, and trial. He is the cosmic penetration test, the firewall of moral integrity. All of it is code, all of it is exact. There are no rogue computer codes like Agent Smith in the Matrix movie. There is no chaos in God's system, only layers of wisdom we have yet to decode. So then, angels are not winged men, they are divine functions. They are packets of holy light, protocols running in higher dimensions. And when you perform acts of compassion, you activate Abraham's frequency. When you dedicate yourself to sacred knowledge, you engage Moses. And when you surrender to divine kingship and reflect the light of heaven on earth, you tap into David. These are not metaphors, these are energetic realities. Enoch's transformation is the same. He became the arch-principle of walking with God, and therefore the archangel of that path. The term archangel no longer means a lord of winged beings, but the highest tier protocol of a given divine trait, like the root class in a programming language from which other functions derive. And so what the ancients saw dimly through the fog of myth, we now see with crystal-like clarity. Enoch became an angel not by flying away, but by transcending into the light, by embodying so fully the divine path that he became a beacon within the system itself. A luminous guide, invisible to the eyes, but always near the soul of the one who also walks with God. In the future, our spirituality will be shaped not by superstition, but by metaphysical understanding. We will speak not of winged beings, but of frequencies, functions, and encoded light. And we will know that the divine system is perfect and that every soul who walks with God does not disappear, but becomes part of the very architecture of heaven. And so Enoch remains, not as a figure in the clouds, but as the still voice of alignment, whispering to every soul who dares to walk the path of the divine. Thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of Avraham Eminer. The views expressed here are mine alone and are not meant to be an authoritative representation of any one religious tradition.